What's up, y'all? We're going live with JJ. I cannot wait for this one. JJ is so entertaining. She's so much fun. So get ready. We're just going to give people time to join. Hey, Rebecca. Let me wave. What's up? What's up? Thanks for joining. My boy Davion. Hi, Nick Loves. Nice to see you. My boy Hunt. Good to see y'all. So yeah, man, this is gonna be a good conversation. Does anyone know JJ? Like, just in the chat so far? Or will this be your first time getting a chance to see her and get to know her? One of a kind personality. That's what I'll say. Yeah, somebody was like, yo, I'll come back when she's here. I feel you. My boy, Matt. What up, Matt? Good to see you, my brother. Tari, hello. Good to see you, Tari. Thanks for joining. Yesterday we gave you a spotlight for the peach cobbler. Was there any orders? I know I'm probably order some. My birthday coming up on Monday, and I would love me some cobbler. Love me some cobbler. Yeah, Davion, bro. Last night was live. It was. I think tonight will be a lot of fun too. Butter. What's up, Ash? What's up, Bill? Good to see you. Yes, okay, sure was for them for. Yep, I get it. I need to find somewhere where I can get me some cobbler that you brought to someone, for sure. What up, E-Class? What up, C? Toya? What's going down? Man, where is JJ at? Amy, what's up? What's up, Myra? Good to see you. We're just waiting on our start of the show to get here. You know, fashionably late is cool. My boy Chad, appreciate you joining, Chad. Looking already, look at them, the eyes. There's something else. Let me see if I can request her. All right, so before she gets here, maybe we just talk about, like, I think everybody who's here has been here before, but I'll just give a quick run of show. Once JJ joins, I'll go through almost like a Club Shay Shay-esque introduction of her. And I haven't known JJ for a long period of time. She was actually the host and MC for Fred and Maggie's wedding. So Fred and Maggie was a couple that I matched and they got married. And JJ did their wedding. And I just remember her being so cool under pressure. Y'all know the things that happen in a wedding, right? Like, you know, they tell you one time and then it's like they need the couple to do something. So you kind of got to hold the crowd, you know, stuff's happening behind the scenes. And JJ was just like so cool under pressure, man. And just so light and so much fun, so much joy. And I just was like, man, who is this woman? And, you know, didn't think much of it after that. And then, like, you know, started doing this. And then I saw JJ did the questionnaire. And I was like, oh, my gosh, we have to make sure. I have to make sure I find somebody dope for JJ. Because just a breath of fresh air. And so I'm going to give a quick rundown of who she is from my perspective and what I saw in the questionnaire. I also asked like some of her friends to give me some pointers and just some stories to kind of round out what I already knew about her. So I'm excited to go through that. And then we are going to get into the questions that I have around each of the 9 compatibility areas. So, you know, I believe that there's 9 compatibility areas where you should try to find, you know, alignment when trying to match you with someone. And yeah, so I have some thoughts for JJ, and let me see what else. Okay, so yesterday was pretty cool too. I was going to say last night, because I think that it was cool to get questions from the audience. So I'll ask y'all, like, whenever we're doing it and you hear something interesting or you think of something where you're like, I want to get more information on that, please ask it, because Instagram makes it really easy where I can just click on the questions. If you just click that question button, and yeah, we can just go straight to it. But just make sure that it's you're not being rude, because like I'm a come for you if you say something that's offensive or lame. Like, you're not gonna get what you were trying to get done if that's your tactic. So, I think that's pretty much it. It's 8:06. Let me try to see if I can hit JJ on the side. There she is. Okay, there it is. There's the homie. What up, Remy? What up, Keisha? Good to see y'all. JJ, you had me out here filibustering.
Yeah.
Like, I was just giving you like so much love for like for emceeing a wedding, and like stuff can change. And I was like, but this is so meta. Like, look at me doing the exact same thing right now.
You were in the movie Runaway Bride. I was trying to like run away from this whole situation, but we here now. I'm not
Are
gonna
you
get
serious though?
yeah.
For real?
I was no. I just
I was
no,
about
that's
to.
no. I thought that would be a better like excuse, but that wasn't. Yeah. So what did I miss?
You didn't miss nothing. I was just telling people that I was so excited to talk to you. They probably started to like sense the anxiety that I was starting to
What
feel. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
what
Like,
did you do to kill time? What did you do?
I didn't do as good of a job as you would have done, but I gave them a run of show. I said, listen, I met JJ at a wedding. She was an amazing MC. I then transitioned into yesterday was good, but I think this will be a great night. And what I liked about yesterday was how people asked questions, and we want that to occur tonight. So, because we want it to be a dialogue and also a conversation with everybody who's here.
That's,
What did I miss? Because you're the pro. What I'm saying, this is kind of like your show,
I,
so it's
I think
like,
you did well. I think you did well. I think we should jump right into it. Let's not keep the people waiting. Let's get right into
let's
it.
do it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the intro I wrote for JJ.
All right, let's go.
Okay, not everybody walks into a room and makes it brighter, but JJ does. Not because she's trying to be seen, but because her presence is just that felt. Someone said, I asked one of my friends to kind of describe her. They said, if sunshine, glitter, and stand up comedy had a baby, it'd probably be her. But let's be clear, she's more than just a personality. She's one of the most thoughtful, loving, and intentional people you ever meet. This is a woman who shows up on your anniversary with flowers, not because anyone asked her to, but because she remembered. She makes birthdays feel special, doesn't miss the details, and has a way of turning even the smallest gatherings into a great memory.
Oh wow.
She's expressive. Yeah, I did my research. Don't you? She's
Okay. Nice.
expressive, emotionally present, and full of energy. The kind of person who FaceTimes just to say, hey, because she wants you to feel her energy, not just hear your voice. She's also a woman who turns down dates often because her time is too valuable for fillers.
Often maybe cap, but like that's
Ah!
accurate. Look, give me a lot of credit. Often is wild, but keep going.
Okay. Noted. If she's sitting across from you, she's not there for a free meal. This is talking about dates. If she's sitting across from you, she's not there for a free meal. She's there for a real moment. So tonight, you're not just meeting a beautiful woman. We're witnessing someone who leads with love, laughs loud, and lives with intention.
Oh, that's good.
Welcome to your Live 101, JJ.
Hey, yeah. Are they?
You said she might be my soundboard too if we needed that. So I'm gonna allow you to.
Hey, and if they gotta throw some hearts in the comments for me, some let the people know they here. Cool,
Absolutely. If you
cool.
mess with JJ, put them hearts in the air.
But don't do your hands like this because
Mm,
I'm working on like a softer JJ. So I'm trying to get out the homie friend zone. So like,
okay.
if you see me like this and and poised, if you more delicate, it's just
Yeah, I like that.
for you. It's just for your for this experience. I was talking to a friend earlier about why people don't do matchmaking services, why they don't get on calls like this, and two of my friends told me it's because they didn't want to seem like they didn't have any options or that they were desperate. They didn't want to put themselves out there. So I thought that was interesting, just because I think a lot of us have similar, I guess, reasons for not trying something new. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I want to make that clear. I like asked you to do this. I think you're like, so how did you feel about that? When your friend said, yeah, most people don't do it because of that fear, like what was your response? Or like do you
Um,
agree, disagree, or
I agree that it could be a huge step outside of a comfort zone, but I do believe that if you're really looking for something deep, impactful, you got to try it different ways. So
absolutely.
let's just try it.
And this is a just like you are a safe space. Like every time I was like reaching out to people, like, "Yo, we're gonna have JJ on the show." You know what I'm saying? And it's not even a show. Like, let me take a step back. Like for the people who are new here, this is a live one-on-one. So I'm a matchmaker. I want to find your puzzle piece.
Ooh,
And one of the things that I do is, in order to get to know people a little bit better, is to do these private one-on-ones. And I just kind of thought like, it would be pretty cool to do a live one-on-one, but I don't want it to get too far away from like its intent.
right.
Like, so it's really not a show for real. It's a
Yeah.
conversation for us to get to know each other, for you to tell me like specifically the type of person you're looking
Right.
for so that I can, yeah, make sure that we put that person in front of
Okay.
you and then we kind of go from there.
Awesome. Before we get started, is it 50 men in the chat, eligible bachelors in the chat, so we could we'll wait for them to come on. Let's keep moving.
Let's keep okay, yes. But the second the 50 eligible men are in the chat, go ahead and raise your hand. We can go from there.
So funny.
But now we gonna keep our eyes on the chat. And chat, if there are any questions that y'all have for Miss JJ, please,
Well, I see
you
all my
know,
boys here. Hey, my friend boo is not like my men. Okay.
that's what's up. Please ask them, and we can get to them. Okay, so JJ, so you joined the live yesterday, and what you asked a question. So maybe we start with that
Okay.
in your own words, in your own, you remember, in your own words, tell us why you're single.
Gotcha. I asked this question in the chat with a different lady, just because I feel like we can fill out the questionnaires, we can be in the group chats with our friends, but I don't know if many people answer that question for themselves. I believe I am single because I have not allowed the space to really figure out what is it that makes the most sense. And when I say allow the space, I mean not that I'm not opening up time to date, or not that I just cancel people immediately, like, oh, you were breathing funny, you gotta go, you gotta go. I think I can do a better job at saying, you know what, I've been intentional. Uh,
Hmm.
let me be extra intentional. Let me.
Yeah,
So because I don't have any placeholders, space fillers, because of that, if something doesn't feel compatible or special, I don't give it a lot of time like in the past. So if something feels like, oh, this could be cool, but like not it, a lot of times I don't spend a lot of time in that space. So I'm like,
yeah,
okay, well, that was nice, that was cool. So I think giving more time to the process.
absolutely. I think that's the right approach too. Um,
If I'm saying something that's off and y'all know me, say cap, like call it.
please, yeah.
Don't play with us, like don't play with us. Yeah. Also, too, I have like old school values.
Where'd that come from?
Ooh, I think that comes from understanding how valuable your time and interaction, how valuable that is with people. So I won't just be out here around the streets, connecting with everybody, laying down with everybody. I really think it's levels and it's stages to it, right? So never been the type to want to be in someone's space just because,
Yeah,
intentional. And I think, I don't want to say this day and age, I don't want to say
I
that,
feel
but
you though. Yeah, I feel you.
I feel like there used to be a time where there was like a courtship, or there was a joy in getting to know somebody without maybe a woman just wanting to have a meal, or maybe the man just saying how many meals does it take to equal this. I'm not a part of those games.
Right.
I,
Absolutely.
I,
Absolutely. And that's so funny you mentioned that because I pre-prepared questions, and I had a question about
okay.
courtship. I had some questions. So yeah, like I just love that everything you're sharing isn't different from, kind of like how I summarize you from your questionnaire. So that's really good. So let's jump into the first section. So one
Yes.
of nine,
Okay.
emotional intelligence. Okay. So you rated yourself a 9 out of 10 for emotional availability. You said you've been deeply in love before, and now you've been single for a year and a half. Um,
You
I don't feel like it. Well, go
answer
ahead.
when
Huh?
you do these when you're doing these questionnaires real quick on your phone, like in the line at HEB, and you're like, yes, I give myself a 9 for all across the board. You don't realize, like, when it's cool to have these conversations. I stand by my answer. I do stand
You're
by
not a
it. So
nine. You're not a 9 out of 10.
all day, 9 all day. Let's go.
Exactly. Let's stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, and I asked you, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest relationship fear? And what change have you made to make you a better partner? You remember what you said?
I Let's see. Oh, I don't remember what I said, but if I'm answering from the same place,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then
It can be different too, but I'll
yeah.
tell you. But yeah,
So fact check me. So biggest fear would be kind of showing up for someone or being something for someone who can't provide that back for you in their own way, but also provide that back. That's similar.
it's very similar. You
Mm,
said being invested in someone who isn't mutually invested,
okay.
and the change. You said your answer when I said what change. You said Christ, consistent evaluation and development. So I knew at that moment, like, okay, um, like you're very emotionally aware. And so tell me, let's talk about therapy versus, like, I guess not versus the church, but I talk to a lot of
Right.
people who are like in the church, and I ask like, oh, you go to therapy? They say, I have the church, so like just
Oh, well.
curious if you feel that way too, or like what are your views on therapy?
So I feel like therapy is part of health, just as you would do regular cleanings and checkups on teeth and
Yep.
mental health and just anything. I feel like therapy is a part of health that requires checks and balances that is different from what you get from the church. Not saying equal, better, or more, but definitely I think required.
Got you. Okay, so you go to therapy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. So, I guess one of the questions I have, hmm, what did you use to confuse for love that now wasn't?
Oh my!
I
Oh,
really worked on my questions for you because I just was like,
I love
you came in there yesterday asking such good questions. I was like, these
right.
aren't good enough.
No,
Okay.
this is phenomenal. What did I used to confuse for
What you
love?
used to confuse for love?
Someone feeling a void,
Mm,
someone feeling a space that you haven't worked on, someone that makes you plus them a whole, doesn't always equal love. I do think two wholes, make it work.
mm-hmm.
But anything that fills a void, anything that delays you from doing real work on yourself, anything that is a comfort zone, anything that makes you comfortable in the version of you that's not the best, I feel like that is what I used to confuse as love, because it was a comfortable hiding place.
And I'm just taking notes. Just so I can like add it to your profile. So
Okay.
okay. So anything that fills a void, that's what used to confuse for love, but now it's like you have this awareness to where you're like, nah, you
Right.
understand what that is that's not love. It's something else, you know. So it's probably a need that's being met, but it's
Right.
not necessarily love.
And it's
Hmm.
cool not to get it, not to get those two confused, because that's where unhealthy attachments, I think, have space to build, when it's not love, and when it's just okay, this makes me feel this because the absence of this. I think
Absolutely.
it's like love can be there whether there's that void or absence or not. It can be consistent throughout.
Absolutely. So, okay. Like one of the things that I notice about you too is like you're this safe space, but how do you protect your own space from like people who don't deserve to be in it?
I
Like,
think
that a skill that you have? Is that something you struggle with? Like, or is that like, nah, like you're
I
good?
think that comes down to being selective, just being selective. So if you know that you can provide the safe space and the, I don't want to say no judgment zone, because there's always accountability. So I don't want to say no judgment, but if you can provide a space where people can have room to be the better version of themselves, like they can work through it, kind of thing. How do I avoid people around me that don't offer the same? I think I become extremely selective about like my core people.
Mm. So you kind of like you protect your space by just not allowing a ton of people in it.
Oh yeah, I can. It can look one way on social media, and it's not faking and shaking. It's just the actual core conversations. Everybody that you enjoy time with when you're out is not people who you would call to bounce an idea off of. You know, it's not someone that you would trust with, you know, with those trust with things that you're navigating through, kind of.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
and it's the same with relationships. And I think that's why I haven't dated much, because where I used to just avoid,
Yeah.
I was more of, they might not, you know, we might not be equally
Allowing
yoked. We might not,
and equally go. Yep. Yep.
instead of doing that, you know, so me avoiding those who I think don't match energy and space, instead of doing that, you know, giving a little bit, I don't say more grace, but being selective with discernment, though.
I love that. So like I mean that kind of leaves you it's kind of tough, I guess, if you keep your circle real small. Like you're social, but it's I'm hearing it's kind of like, yo, you can be out and about and you can also still be protective of yourself in those spaces and
Right.
like maybe not take guys serious we were like approaching because you're like, man, are you serious? Or like you know, it's
Correct.
really tough to kind
You
of
got it.
vet in real life, right? And with you too, like being in events and like that being you know, like I told you, I met you at Maggie and Fred's wedding.
Yeah.
Like, if you meet somebody there, like, could you really, you know, be at that space where you're like, you know what? Like, yeah, I'll give you my number. I can get your number. Like, get to know somebody who is that
I,
like,
I could. In
okay,
those spaces, now to be selective is not to be like a stone wall. That's
yeah,
why you have to have the discernment with being selective, because it's not just like keep everything out, always assume the
yeah,
worst. It's of it's more of not even reading the room, because you can't always judge a book by its cover, but experience will show you the things that you're immediately compatible with and not, right?
hmm,
And then there's a big gray area where that's where the dating process kind of opens up, if you're compatible or not.
absolutely. Okay, let me know if y'all have any questions for her, or if anybody want to call Cap to anything she said, because I know she got a lot of support, a lot of friends in here. So
Yeah,
it's like you know they just sitting back and being like, I'm just listening, I'm listening. All
if they
right, so let's talk about
run the
what's
questions,
that?
I said, yeah, let them run the questions if they have
Let's
them.
run the questions up. Okay, so let's talk about communication and conflict. So this is 2 out of 9.
All right.
One the things I asked you, I said, what's the biggest mistake you've made in past relationships? And you said not prioritizing dating. And I was like, that's interesting. And then, like, when I asked, when you're upset, do you want space or immediate conversation? You said you're open to the middle ground that works for both people. So for me, I read that and was like, okay, like, you're not reactive, you're responsive and like you just give this grown woman energy like you're not here to play games and it was just very mature and healthy but I guess my question was like with you being so nice and considerate like Can you voice your needs in
Yeah.
those relationships, or is it like, is that something you struggle with or no?
Oh, absolutely not. No. uh,
Absolutely not.
the answer is accurate. So when you ask, hey, when dealing with conflict, how are you? Are you here? Are you there? Um, the middle ground comes in because there's very few things that are so important where it's like I have to have my way this way. There's very
Mm,
where I'm like, this is, if I don't do it this exact way, I feel like there's so many ways to get to a mutual understanding. If we don't take like the door or like the path that is a preference for me, that's there's very few things. I couldn't even think of one off the top of my head that we have to do it this way. That's
hmm
why the middle ground makes sense for me. And I think that goes to core values. I wouldn't be in the space, I wouldn't be dating anyone who um, I wouldn't be dating anyone who didn't align with, they would have the same belief system as me. They would be good to women. They would be, strong leaders. They would be passionate about their career path. Um, charitable. I don't know. They
hmm
people with like summary of those skill set. Um, because um, I wouldn't be in the same space with anybody where I would have to go too far off my path to say we got to do it this way. That's why a middle ground approach would be an easy thing.
Absolutely. And that's what I guess that's what I'm getting at. It seems like it's very, it's like harmonious with you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's all
I
about
don't know. I can't see a lot. I don't see you in a lot of conflict in general. So I guess I didn't know how I would. I didn't understand how you would handle conflict if like it doesn't even,
yeah, yeah.
like, you don't even
I,
operate with in a world with a lot of conflict.
if
It
I
seems
tell you not like if it's so
like I'm looking at the background right now. It looked very peaceful up in there.
is in if uh
Yeah.
one one of the things that I text you, you may not have gotten it with the questions for tonight, misconceptions of JJ. I would like to hear
Hmm.
that. Like if there's anything that people
What?
think, and you know what? It I was running around, so don't even worry about it. We're gonna pick it up now. But I have an idea that like for the chat, if anybody has um if we've crossed paths, if we have interfaced, if we have hung out, like there are some misconceptions, like a lot apparently, that if anybody's in the chat, they can ask or oh I can so I can put one out there that was not in the chat, but that I got just again talking to that same friend earlier.
What?
The the social media audience, they get a lot of the fun, funny, lighthearted, which that is very much a core, like a core, I would say a pillar
Yeah.
almost of me.
Yeah.
A
Of
lot
who you are.
don't, don't know that like that's not me the majority of the time. That's the majority of what's on social media, only because that's what I get booked for. Like that is like social media. That's what that light, love, and energy, like high energy. That that is the majority of like that's foundational for me.
Yeah.
That's not though. Like if I'm on a romantic date, if it's a one-on-one, we're chilling and it's sweet and special. The energy is very different than on here. Like it's
Really?
not like oh
Okay.
go go what they think, but it's actually I think the more I like someone, the more like even keel the love and the light and the like the feel good parts are still there, but it is a
Yeah.
less performative. It's a little bit less I guess like raise the roof. Like it's a little bit less of that.
I feel you. I feel you. And like, is that interesting for people who date you because maybe they have that misconception of who you are and then they are out with you, sitting across from you, and then the energy's different. Like,
So it,
is I'm sure that's probably nice though, right? Like, you're like, oh shit, like I hadn't even,
yeah, it's better. It's better. It's because
yeah.
you get to keep the you get to keep the special and cool elements. It's just a little more I don't want to say toned down, but catered to the moment, if that makes any sense. So the
It does.
humor the energy and the light, that doesn't dim, but it feels different. It feels less coming to the stage and the great stuff we have. It feels less of that and more of like you get to keep those elements, but in those special spaces, it becomes something else. It doesn't disappear. It just becomes something more special. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I mean, the way I took it is like, man, I get to experience this personality that not everybody gets to experience, right?
Okay.
Like, you have this personality that everybody can connect to, but if it's like that personality is a little different when you're on, a date or on one-on-one, it's almost like
Right.
dating a celebrity, but then understanding the real them, like knowing what their politics are, like knowing what like makes them frustrated, right? Like those are things that you like hide from everybody else
Right.
when it's like, yeah,
And no, you bring up a phenomenal point. It is very much, and that's why I say it's more special because you don't lose the aspects that everybody else gets to see. You get
it's
those,
just
but
an added,
you
yeah,
get them in more delicate spaces. So it's still now what it's not like if you're going through like a really hard time in life and you just want to date somebody that's like fun and energetic to that won't fill the void.
yeah,
It'll help the process, but it is very much more exclusive in a very good way. Like, man, I
yeah.
get to not even just the light, but everything that illuminates you, not just like the pieces you put out. That stuff bounces off you so much you can put it out to the world. Do you see the chat? We have some fire questions in there. Do you see
Was that from Chef Down?
what's Chef talking about?
He said, but is conflict necessary for you to judge the worth of a relationship you are in? Do you consider conflict healthy or
Well,
unhealthy?
that's a good question. Conflict.
Question, Down.
I'm having a conflict with the word conflict because
I'm conflicted with conflict.
yes, I am conflicted right there with conflict only because conflict makes me think about confrontational. Um,
Mm,
Definitely don't avoid it. Don't avoid it, but also don't muddy the water. If there is a disagreement, address it head on in a way where both people feel seen and heard, and come up with a solution that makes. When I say a middle ground, it's not like we always land dead in the middle each time. It's something that is that doesn't harm the other person. Something that yeah. So middle ground is not necessarily like, oh, we always have to find exactly between 1 and 100. We're at 50. It just means where both people are seen and heard and felt. And conflict to me just sounds like you are doing some back and forth. And I don't think conflict is unhealthy. I think it is a healthier approach to getting an answer that you both are comfortable with.
absolutely. I agree. And I guess I think it's healthy. What's funny is I had a question too, and it was around the same kind of sense of what Don was saying. And it was, do you believe conflict builds intimacy or ruins it?
Ooh,
Right? Because it's like, conflict can be stressful and could seem unproductive and annoying in the moment.
right,
But if you come out of that conflict, I guess let's make a scenario up. It's like, okay, say you're out and you feel like that person didn't give you the attention at that event, you gave everybody else the
right.
attention. And then so like somebody's having this conflict in the moment, like really bad, like so what, I don't matter to you, you know what I'm saying? And then like, that could be like a realistic thing. You bring a date to an event and you're like, I shouldn't even brought you. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna act like this, but then you
Right,
bring them and then it's like you're being JJ,
right.
and then he's like, but where's my
Yeah,
so then
yeah,
that that could be a conflict, but that could also,
right.
amount to some closeness too.
And that makes sense. And I think I'm not gonna hang up on like get hung up on one
Yeah,
word. Like when
yeah,
conflict, I think of being at odds. I think of something had to happen when we disagree.
yeah.
Conflict, disagreement, I don't think is the same thing. I think there will be tons of disagreement when two people are trying to fit, and especially if they haven't fit with somebody in a while or allowed space to fit with someone, and you're used to doing things your way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that process of figuring out how what that new normal looks like, that is a beautiful process. If that's what Chef is calling conflict, I'm with it. I think I'm just defining it as that's that process. Uh, that's
Chef,
that's that's the growing
let
pain.
us know. How did we do, bro? Did we answer your question? Like, yo, like, what are
Oh,
your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the topic? Okay, so that was 2 of 9. So let's talk about financial mindset, if you don't mind.
all right,
Okay, so you make a strong income, but when I was looking at it, I could see that like that's not what like impresses you or defines you,
right,
right? Like you're flexible but value ambition, and you're open to dating someone who makes less
right.
if there's like a
But
shared
baby,
vision.
how much less? just, just
I mean, I can tell you the number, you know what I'm saying?
don't,
But
don't say no numbers. No, oh,
right, I'm not,
no,
I'm not, I'm
no,
not, I'm not.
you're
But
content.
yeah, but talk about that. So like,
Yeah,
is that really? You're being funny, but like, is that really the thing? It's like I can date less, but like, how much less? Because
right.
like, JJ, people, I think people gonna look to you to make light and to share the woman's
Right.
perspective on dating someone who makes less.
So, I feel like the reason I answered that question, I still stand by it. The reason why I am open to date someone who makes less is because you can change, expand income, but you can't change and expand character or intention or mind,
Bars.
or if they're stuck in a box. There are other variables that cannot, that are far more important, and because there's so many, not to make excuses, but because that is something that has 100 different ways, a million ways to get it, choose one. Like, it's so many ways for that to be a conversation. um, there's far greater things to be concerned with other than the finances. Again, it's case by case, because riding around in somebody's car with a wife beater on and like a new fresh haircut, like, don't play on my time. Like, um, we're not doing that. But I think when it comes to income, that that's not high on the list, because that's something that you don't know what season they're in. They could be taking a step back from something because they're making space to really focus on a passion project that they need 6 months to focus on this. That they might be working on. So when I say a passion project, I don't mean like something that you suck at, and that like I'm talking about like if they're working on something that's really dope to them, and they might have to take a step back from getting checks elsewhere. I get
Like if you 40, but you're trying to make it to the league,
that.
like, and you got
That
a passion, and it's like, like the big three, boo. You know what I'm saying? Like we, like that's in your opinion, like a passion project that
uh,
is,
hey, the
yeah,
women,
okay.
hey, women, I wish I could give all them hearts. They holding us down in the chat. I need some of these fellas to put some questions, because the ladies, they holding it down in the chat right now. Yeah. Yeah, when it comes to income, yes, they can make less. Again, I think that any woman that you will be matching understands game plan, understands that some people may have their own business, they may be working for a company. There's no right or wrong answer, as long as he has a plan and he's not out of his mind. Like, as long as
Like not delusional. Yeah.
he dropping his mixtape at 40 and he sucks and you can't tell him that ain't it, we need another. We need another plan.
And wondering why you ain't playing it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like wondering
crazy.
why you,
That's,
right? So you ain't gonna just play. Oh, so you.
hey, that's crazy. Yes,
That's
that's
wild.
crazy. Yes.
Okay, I think yeah, I feel you on that. So let me ask you this: what makes you feel more secure, money in the bank or peace in the
Peace
home?
in the home every time. Peace in the home every
Mm.
time. I think peace in the home, you can have a clear mind and heart to get more money in the bank. I don't know if it always works backwards. If you have a bunch of money and no peace. Now, maybe some rich people in the chat can chime in and say, hey, if I have all the money, I can be out my mind and we're good, but I would take the peace first.
Did you grow up in a peaceful environment, peaceful home? Like, talk to me about like, growing up.
So growing up, I would say sometimes peaceful, sometimes not peaceful. And I think that inconsistency, I think that allowed me to appreciate
Mm.
and cultivate spaces that could be more consistently peaceful.
Oh, that's good. Come on,
Here's
JJ.
I'm
That's good,
I,
Jay.
peace in the home.
Okay.
Okay, with me. See, they with me in the chat.
Peace
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
home.
peace in
Yeah.
the home. I think. Um,
And it's like, yo, even if you, oh, sorry, go
oh,
for it. Go, keep
I was gonna
cooking.
say I've had seasons, I guess, both ways. And I would say peace in the home first. Like the peace, I think the peace makes room for you to increase the finances always.
And you know what? And it's not always the same case the other way around, right? Like,
Okay,
you getting more finances don't necessarily increase the peace in the home, but like you getting peace in the home could increase the
right.
finances. Loki, that's a bar.
And finance again, depending on how the money is coming in, like there is, like you said, it's a guarantee when you go peace to money, but the other way, sometimes those other streams of income can come with other, So
Strings
I
attached.
you hear me? So that's why I would pick peace. I'm gonna go peace.
I love that. And I believe that like that's obviously true. Uh, okay, so let's talk about relationship goals. So this is 4 of 9. Okay, I asked you what's your relationship goal. You said dating with intention. You're waiting for marriage and deep commitment before too much physical.
Yeah.
Monogamy is non-negotiable.
This is why I'm laughing. Hold
And
on. That's why I'm laughing because I may have put some extra details on that questionnaire. I was like, ooh, don't read that. Don't read.
nah, I got you.
Yeah.
We're good.
So keep
We're good. We're
going.
good. Listen. I asked the question. I said, "Would your dream partner like you now?" And this is just like a question that I just like to ask because it's just like a little temperature check. And you were just like, "Absolutely." And I think that's so true. Like, who wouldn't like you now? And that question for me is less about how we perceive you, but it's like how you perceive yourself because you're the one saying like, "Yeah, they would like me." But you'd be surprised how many people say no to that.
Really, would
Um,
a partner like you? People say, I think maybe the people that would say no, they're still probably working on parts of them that they don't like.
mm,
That might be the case. Not over here. We moving forward over here.
I love it. That's what I wrote. I was like, your season, like this is your season, and you're not in your figure it out era. You're in like a fruit bearing era right now. Does
That
that feel true?
yes, I first and foremost a plug for your service. It's people that have known me 10 years, 15 years, or not even known me long, but known me deep, like known me in spaces that are like transparent,
Your core
my
friends.
core,
Yeah. We talking Tay, we talking
my
Bill. You know what
core
I'm saying? We talking Maggie. Come on, give them a shout out.
so funny. They read the, and I'm not sure if this is true for everybody else that you've matched, but even from a questionnaire, you being able to sum me up even before our
Mm,
conversation, you
mm.
have a real gifting for it. I do not jump on these lives and just for again for
Anybody.
time
Yeah.
and for anybody, but I really like I have the privilege to know some people that you have matched, and I really feel like everybody isn't for everybody, but I feel like you have a special gifting where you're going to be honest and discerning about like, okay, let me do what the dating app can't do. Let me do what club scene, not my scene anyway. Let me do
Right.
what scenes, which is so important because a lot of dope people are not just hanging out Monday through Friday, Third Ward. I love Third Ward too. Let me tell y'all, please, I love it. But I'm not there 7 nights out the week, hanging kind of thing. I love it for cultural aspects and things that are special to the neighborhood. But some people don't go to. Some people that are in their 30s do not go, to the
To
nightlife
the
all
hot
the
spots.
hot spot. I couldn't tell you one.
I
Yeah,
got you.
couldn't
I got you.
tell you one. I'm that's Hotspots wouldn't even be my type of vibe. If I'm trying to get to know someone, it definitely has to be something interactive, something cool, something where I can, where we're both comfortable. It would not be the bar, not my scene. Not ever, but I'm just saying where it's loud, I can't hear you, I can't see your eyes.
Yeah.
I FaceTime my people just to simple stuff because I want to see how I want to see their eyes. I want to see like how you're feeling, the energy that's coming across.
I love that. So like that makes it tough to find new people because you're not on the apps, huh?
Oh,
Or are you?
I did try one dating app. I tried
Okay.
that for the first time. Not too bad, but the reason I decided to say, you know what, let me go with this service is because this is I think an experience that the apps can't provide. I think the apps are dope
Yeah.
with algorithm, but they don't offer discernment. So that's why I think people that that they are serious about serious about having someone serious in their space, I think they should definitely see what kind of services you got.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You
Oh,
didn't have to do that. You didn't have to say that.
oh no,
But that
send me my payment. You said it was a paid plug, so y'all hear
I
from me?
said at 8:40, at 8:40, you know what
You
you gotta
said
do.
eight
Yeah, nah.
40. Drop it. I'm gonna send you the cash.
Nah. But I really appreciate that. Because I believe this is my purpose. Thank you. Like I'm one of those people who feel like I can read people well. I had to do it with my jobs, like at Google and at Accenture in consulting. I don't know. I've just always been a people person.
Right.
So like it was kind of natural. And I just pay attention and I care. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things I do feel like it's a gift. So I appreciate you seeing that in me. And this whole thing is just so I can kind of get to know you even better, so I can put someone that's compatible in front of you.
Right.
So like it's through that lens that we're looking at these questions. You know what I'm saying? Someone could be listening and being like, you know what? I really loved her answer on that. I really appreciated how she radiates on the bottom of this live. Like you are obviously radiating. You know
Cool.
what I'm saying? Like
Got these. I didn't have time to turn all these hot lights down. That's what you see, the glow. That's oh, that's like
and the sense of humor too, man. Like real life funny. So nah, man, I'm just very grateful to have you on, and like I take that very seriously. I know that like this is a little out of people's comfort zone.
right.
So, like I just appreciate it, and just know that like this isn't for no one else outside of
Right.
us to share something and to kind of expand the reach just a tad, just in
No,
case there's somebody
if
out there. Yeah.
anybody, male or female, listening, and again, you might be the type that like to meet your partner at on the club scene, nightlife, or someone who loves the dating apps. You might have had great experience with it. You might meet people when you're not trying to, like in passing. Um, this I don't want to call it a service. This experience that's not, it goes past what a dating app can do. And, I just figure if you're intentional, why not? Like, why not try it
Yeah.
this way? I know it feels a little awkward and interesting and different. It doesn't mean you don't have your own options. It doesn't mean that you need help to be matched. It just means that you're open to opening the pool.
How do you feel about Pop the Balloon? Let's go there
Like,
because that kind of relates to me. What's your take on Pop the Balloon? Because the reason why I wanted to do this is because it's like, yo, Pop the Balloon is like it'll make you feel crazy if you
right,
don't like anybody that's there when you walk out and they popping on you. It's like we haven't even
right,
talked. First off, they canceling off the
right,
smallest things. And it's like, yo, like, why am I having to judge people who y'all put here?
right.
Like, that's not how life and love works. Like, life and love works when you put it out there, you cast it out to you cast out a larger
Right.
net, like put it out there to more circles, more people. So for me, this is that.
So, um, this is more refined than Pop the Balloon, in my opinion. It might be a generational thing too, like someone saying, no, just based on somebody walked out on, the set. Pop the balloon is, I would not do a pop the balloon for fun. I would do it for fun. I would do it for
Mm,
fun, but because it doesn't have deep enough roots for me, I probably wouldn't do a pop the balloon like this. This is less surface than that.
yeah, absolutely. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about lifestyle and
Go.
values. So I asked you, would you live together before marriage? Would you do long distance? And I said, stay home after marriage. And essentially, the sense of the question, the sense of the answers I saw was like depends on the situation. Like it's some flexibility there, but like what's gonna gauge your decision is your faith. It felt like your faith is gonna be your
Oh,
compass, but it wasn't in like a rigid way. It was just like you know what you're on right now, and
right.
you can kind of sense what it's like. Yo, I can tell you yes or no, but that's not rigid, right? Like you're just saying based on who you're with and like how it feels and what God is telling you, that'll give you your answer.
So would I live with someone prior to marriage? I would. I think the simple answer is yes, I would. Uh,
Hmm.
I guess the only reason for not a definite yes or no is, and it's not case by case, is this the partner I'm working towards something with?
Mm.
I think the answer to that would be yes. Again, everything is always intentional. If it makes sense and it doesn't take away from the relationship in long term, then let's do it.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so let me let me think about a question. So let's say your partner had a totally different rhythm, like they're slow and chill, and you're always on the go. Like, does that work for you? Do you prefer a different style than yours?
I'm laughing because I know the IG name is Go JJ Go, but I'm not always on the go. Like I know that's like kind so I am by nature energetic and
Yeah.
upbeat, but not all the time. Especially like with a partner, definitely less in romantic settings, right?
Hmm.
So I usually do not also date someone who is also upbeat. Usually somebody who's laid back and chill is
Mm.
the majority of the people I have gravitated to in the past. So it is it's not like I'll be bouncing off the wall like all over the place.
Right.
It's like,
Exactly. It'd be ping
oh no,
pong if it.
yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's not like that in those spaces. Like energetic, um, energetic and upbeat is not in the intimate spaces. It's not like you wake up and you're like fist pumping and ready to go. Like that's not.
That's how I
It,
imagine you. Like you just
yeah, yeah,
wake up and be like,
right.
"Woo, wake up!" You know.
Let me tell you, not off. Let me tell you, the energy, like the high energy comes from like gratitude and excitement, and
Mm.
different when you're on a platform on stage versus when you're laying next to your husband, your partner, your boo. It looks different. Like it doesn't always translate to woo, right? It can still feel like that, but it's not wake up like, man, you screaming, I just got up 5 minutes ago. It's not
It
that. It is
it could just be a beam that you feel,
correct,
or this
correct,
love
correct.
that just emanates.
And because I
Mm.
will always like lead with the intention is for both people to feel seen and comfortable, and reading the room is a gift. It is a part of the gift set, that I've been blessed with. So the goal is for both people to show up for each other, right? And to,
Yes.
so, um, it is, how can I say it? Is the energy always, it's the energy is always beaming, but it's not blinding. It's not like, oh, Tony, break it
Mm.
down. It's not like he wants to chill and I'm like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's not like that.
I got that. Now that makes sense. So I guess and maybe you may or may not have. I feel like you have a good routine. So Like, what's one core daily habit or routine you need your future partner to either match or just respect?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I would say I try to on Sundays I try to reset.
Mm,
So that would be cleaning, meal prep, stretching, preparing devotionals, laying out the week. I try to lay out some time on Sunday to recenter, like
mm,
to do inventory.
mm.
What do we need to leave in last week? What do we need to put a pin in and move forward with? Those kind of
I
things.
love that. Oh my gosh, like what's your secret to doing that? Like we strive to do that, but like Sunday can just get away from you because
Oh yeah, they do. Sunday gets away from you often, but I think showing up for a partner is showing up for yourself
mm,
first. So making
mm,
time where both parties, like both of us, we have to continue to have space to show up for ourselves if we're going to continue to be be able to show up for each other.
gotta fill each other's cup.
Mm.
Or you gotta fill your own cup. Do you expect someone to fill your cup or you kind of fill your own cup? I'm
Oh,
just curious.
um, in different seasons, you may need to pour back and forth in different seasons. So I feel like you already come with your cup in a good place. And
Mhm.
if there will be seasons where you have to show up more for them, and you have to care for them enough to have your cup filled enough to where you even have something to go
Yes,
into. So that's why I say your self care has to come first.
I, I completely agree. All right. So now 6 of 9, attachment and love language. Okay. So I asked you how do you show and receive love? I asked you to rank them 1 through 5. And you show it quality time, acts of service, physical touch, receive it, acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation.
Right.
So like it seemed like you value effort over empty words. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like you like the presence of the person being there and the fact that they're like doing the acts of service. So I guess like, could you fall for a man who's like verbally expressive but slow to act though?
Yeah. Love language is again, I don't know if that's like new school. Like love languages, I don't think that people always fit directly into this box, this box, this box, or this box.
Yeah.
Um, I do think it's important for people to know how they respond and react, and know what kind of gets them going or makes them feel seen. So if there was someone who didn't match my same love language, um, I don't know how big of a deal that would be. Probably because I've not experienced that, that portion. Um, as long as they were genuine and intentional, I think how they come across, I think we can translate that. Like, I think as long as their intention, as long as we're both working towards the same
Yeah.
goal, we might not have the same experiences or tools to like convey that to each other. But I do feel like as long as the intention is there, you can figure it out. If you're willing, the willingness is important.
I completely agree. Okay. Okay, so I mean that was pretty like straightforward. I feel like I have like with compatibility, it's certain areas where I'm like it's gonna be hard to figure out what's compatible, right? But with attachment and love languages, it's pretty straightforward. I asked you how you like to show it, how you like to receive it, and I asked them that too, so we can just find that person. Okay, so then let's talk about deal breakers and red flags.
Oh,
So
what did I say on the questionnaire?
you said it was nice. You said unhealed men,
Oh, they gotta go. Bye.
someone who's pretentious or
Oh man,
rude or
I don't
arrogant.
like
You
that.
know,
Okay.
you said always frowning. And then you also said overweight. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
I
you
said
also
overweight.
you said overweight. It's okay to say overweight. Like, I mean, fitness is
Wait,
important. We don't have to do that. Come on, guys. There's mostly everybody said
oh, I was
overweight.
like, dang, did I say that?
You
Okay.
said overweight. I mean, and maybe that was just a red flag,
The
right? But it's like,
rude is big. Rude is big. I don't know why it doesn't translate that. If someone is a horrible person to I don't know, the maintenance guy or
Yes, I hate the. Oh my
I don't
gosh, I hate when people are rude to.
look in the mirror and I don't know. Rude is out the door. And when I say rude, I don't mean like firm and strong and leader. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know if people still say the word jerk, but if you're a jerk,
yeah,
or just if you treat certain groups of people a certain way,
yeah.
I don't know why. It's to me, if you do that to somebody, eventually you can do that to me in a space. So you gotta not just be
Mm.
around everybody. You just have to like you like the questionnaire says, to be a jerk, feel above people. Not my cup of tea.
So you just want someone who's nice, but like a lot of women. Not saying that you are like this. Don't like somebody who's too nice. Is that true for you?
That's
Like
very
that are nice guys welcome here?
so. You're right, and maybe the ladies in the chat they can chime in too because if they had a choice between like the guy that commanded the room but he was kind of rude and that was kind of
Jerkish.
if they
Yeah,
jerk but they kind of it's kind of sexy, or the guy that is very considerate and he kind of get ran over. I think most ladies would take the jerk that could still get it done, and maybe they can chime into the chat.
what
Uh,
about you?
so for me, I think
Who would
it's so
you choose?
if I had to choose, if I had to choose, my goodness, I might go with the jerk
Come
because
on,
tell
JJ.
you why. Let me tell you, the guys that are too nice,
Yeah,
like, like I want like too nice where you get ran up, where
yeah,
it's always
I got you. Like walked over.
you
Yeah,
can't walk over every So wanting you to be wanting you to be a genuine kind person does
yeah.
not mean someone who cannot step it up when it needs to happen, or in certain situations you command like, hey, this I got to take care of this, I don't care how I take care of
Yeah,
it. I'm talking about like you feeling yourself so much to where you look down on people. That is not
I
welcome here.
see. Oh, okay. So it's like a spectrum, and it's like you're cool with slight jerk. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be perceived as jerkish. Like maybe that's so much, a little distraction
uh
because it's like you're not being walked over,
assert
but it's like it's a hard
oh yeah,
line.
yeah, you gotta be assertive but yet genuine, and
Mm,
and the healed healthy man will know when to apply which ones.
there you go. Okay. I love that. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about relationship roles. Okay. So do you want to lead, follow, or co-lead? Remember what you said?
I think I want to follow. It's
Oh,
so much stuff to lead in
you
this
said
life. Please, sir, do what you do, but watch my shoes. like,
do what you
like,
do.
hey, dance with your boo. Listen,
Hey.
I feel like when I say I will follow, it doesn't mean I want to be this damsel where I'm like, oh, I don't know, I don't have the instructions. Um, I it's sexy for a man to have a game plan to say I value our relationship. We're heading this way, because I wouldn't be with anybody that I didn't trust to lead. That's why I'm saying I would prefer to follow.
Yeah. Okay. And like, do you give people feedback on how they're leading? Like,
Oh no. That's like passenger, like turn here, right? Like you're not driving. One of us
right.
will drive. One of us will drive. So I feel like to follow, that means that you take instructions well on what the relationship needs to head in that direction. So it's not like he's doing all the parts and pieces. He's just kind of like steering everything, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the man that you are okay submitting to, that you're okay saying like not even okay, the man that you feel honored to
Yeah.
submit to,
I got you.
and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I feel like that is someone who you trust their judgment, and
Mhm.
you don't you don't go back and forth with who leads, right? It's like he's the leader, and if there is an area where I have more experience, I've seen some other areas. Um, I I believe offering up suggestions on what direction we go in, because it's a partnership. It is a partnership where he gets to steer, where he leads. yes, offer suggestions, but trusting that that leader is enough.
Yeah. Love that. Where'd you get that from? Like like did you see any other, I guess, like really good examples of relationships that you kind of pull from and like to emulate? Or is that did you feel like you kind of had to create your own
Right.
idea of the relationships you wanted?
See, I think it can work both ways, right? Some people see the example and they can emulate the example. In
Mm,
my case, I think the how I value the time and the people that I date is what inspires me to get it right. Is what inspires me to is what inspires me to want to work work with my partner in a way that serves us both. I don't think it comes from example. I think it comes from gratitude.
I love that.
I think from gratitude. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's all you need. You know what I'm saying? Like gratitude. I think that I mean, as I'm kind of going through this, I'm just thinking about this picture of just who you are, and you are someone who is just very grateful. You're fair, you know, you emit this amazing energy, and it's like I don't know. I just we have to find someone who is just a dope person and kind of quiet, maybe to himself, like somebody who can like take it. It's like you're a son, you kind of need somebody black who can absorb it. You know what I'm talking? Like,
Open to that. I think it could work either way, but I'm not opposed to someone who's more chill, laid back. Again, I think the fit. I think the fit. It's so many elements, you know. But that I think that's not a bad approach to start with somebody who's more chill. That's cool.
I think so. Maybe we start there.
I'm,
You know what I'm saying? We
I,
start there.
that's your gift, and you tell me where we
Yeah,
start.
we'll start there. Let's start there. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I got a bill. All right. So let's see. The last physical attraction.
Is this
Okay.
9? Are we at number
This
9?
is
Oh,
nine
look,
and
yeah,
nine. Physical attraction.
not a long time. That's it. A good time,
I
not a long
know it's
time.
good time, not a long time. Okay. So I asked you what's your type, you know, and you said I'm open, you know what I'm saying? But just like no frowning. I asked you what makes someone attractive. You said how they treat women in their lives and if they're self-aware. And I was just like, again, you could have taken it into so many different places and you just really kept it like up here. Like it was just like, yo, man, like what's the energy you bring? You know, because and I took that as like you are just protecting your
Right.
energy and this person is going to be the person that spends the most time and has the most access to you. So they have to be compatible with the I guess the thing that
Yeah.
like everybody may know you
That
for.
full attraction piece. Again, I know that I technically didn't answer the question correctly because I know people go lips and
So
tall,
go
king,
ahead and
medium.
answer it now.
Ah! I need the ladies to answer. What's considered a medium king or a tall king, or like what's the metric on what so, high school is like he gotta be 6'2" and
Yeah.
and on the basketball team or whatever. But
Yeah.
again, I think
I told you.
who see you trying to play. I knew it. I knew it.
I'm
So
sorry. No, I'm not trying to play. I'm just trying to provide
you're right.
context. But
Context. Okay, so hear me out. Hear me out because I didn't want you to smear my street cred or like the what it looked like on the ground. Let me tell you, the last doctor visits I was 4'11" and a half. I think I'm 5 feet strong. I think I'm five strong. Five
oh my gosh.
five
You
even.
think
No,
you think
five is accurate. So five.
no shoes
No,
on. How tall are you?
no shoes. Five. A strong five. Strong five.
Okay.
Strong five. Strong
You
five.
you said it confidently, and I'm like, okay, yeah, she's a strong five, just by how you said it.
So strong. Strong five.
So
So when you
so so yeah, like talk to me about let's get like you so okay, here's what I'll say. I was so impressed with how you when I asked about physical attraction, you just like kind of when they go low, you go high. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You were like, nah, we're not even gonna do all that.
we can do all
But
that.
like, are there certain characteristics that you look for and find attractive and try to solve for, or are there other? You can take it the other approach, right? Are there characteristics that just aren't gonna do it for you? Like, could you date someone who's 5 foot? You're 5 foot. He's 5 foot.
Oh, you want him to be eye to eye with me, right here
Yeah,
with me?
locked in,
Oh,
locked in.
right here, locked in. A 5 foot king.
The
Oh,
5 foot king.
let me tell you, I just never thought about the
And
5
I'm just saying, is that like what's talk to me about like you
about like
know
preference. And so I will say transparently, and this is no cap, y'all can call me out in the chat. In this season of dating, and again, that's why I answered that question the way I did, because he could be 6'6" and trash, right? Or
yeah.
very handsome, very fine, very all those things. So physical qualities, someone who takes pride in like the upkeep with themselves, someone who is healthy. I do not have the physical boxes that are deal breakers. Now if
Okay.
King is 5 feet, I would, and he was, and everything else um, was something compatible that I could do compatibility for a lifetime. I'm rocking with them. 5 feet. Let's go. Is that
What?
preference? I mean, I don't think I've thought about that. When it comes to physical, I would not say a preference, only because I feel like physical attraction for me comes from how someone shows up for me. It comes
Mm,
from time spent,
the active
and it
service.
comes from time spent. So the more time I spend around you, the more we fit, the more attractive you become to me. So I
Mm.
don't know if there's a word for that, but I don't think I have deal breakers physically.
Let me ask you this, because like you just made me think of something. They become more attractive when they spend more time around you. Do they become more attractive when they spend time around like your core friends too? Like, can you find someone attractive that your core friends don't?
Oh, absolutely not. No, because
Yeah.
people that's around me, it is not like, oh, I'm gonna tell all my business to my homegirl. It's not that. It is the very selective, very healed, very healthy community. If everybody see a red flag and I don't see it, I don't have the people around me that can't do checks and balances. So it would have to be something extremely wild for people around me to say he not it. So it wouldn't be somebody that I was into and then everybody around me was like, nah, he not it. That wouldn't be able to happen because of how solid
Yeah.
everybody, they would, um,
You have a very solid friend group.
yeah,
Like, and you can tell like y'all love hard, like
yeah,
y'all always show up for each other. And
absolutely.
like that's attractive. So like if somebody's like y'all, like if y'all interested in JJ, like you gonna have to be on your game, because like them girls they might be
And
investigating, you know what I'm saying? They gonna do
let
due
me tell you,
diligence.
it's no messy, it's no gossipy, it's the healthy,
It's super
it's healthy
healthy.
checks
Yeah,
and balances. They don't, they're so healthy and they're in the midst of their own healthy relationships. No one has,
absolutely.
um, wave their finger at someone or roll their eyes at someone. But if the people who know you, love you, can tell you the hard things, if
Yes.
they all are seeing something, it may be something that is blocked because you're so into your situation. So, yeah, again, healthy checks and balances, but not where everybody always all in your business. It's not that
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
I appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. You should clear that up. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean
oh yeah,
to
no,
insinuate that at all. I just meant
yeah,
you might want to be friends with her friends too.
right. It's
Like,
a community
like they some cool people.
of
Yeah,
accountability, really. So it's accountability. It's it's really accountability more than them in your business. So it's the
yeah.
type of people that won't step in unless they see you're not being the best version of yourself because something in this relationship.
I got you. So the last question for this is like, let's say attraction. You got like 100 points for attraction. How much is it physical versus energetic for you? Like, let's split up. Is it 50-50? 40-60, 70-30.
Okay. When you
Physical,
say
physical attraction and energetic attraction. Like the energy he brings.
oh,
Like,
I got you. So my so physical and non-physical qualities, like his other attributes, like what ooh, ooh, that is a really good question. I'm gonna say more of the non-physical would weigh a little bit more, only because again, those non-physical ones, you can't teach that. You can't
yeah.
you can't though. So if I had to put it in a number, I'm gonna go 60-40.
Okay. Okay.
Let's go 60.
Yeah. You didn't go 80-20. You went
I went
60-40. So it's like, hey, don't come to you with no bullet jump.
You hear me? You hear me? Like I said, okay, it's important, but not top of the list.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the fast round. So this you can't think about the question. You
The
can't think about the
fast
answer.
round.
You just have to.
Listen, I ain't been fast my whole life. What you mean the
What
fast round?
you mean you have been fast?
Fast.
You're not fast. You look like you've been fast your whole life. I'm talking about like fast. Like you look like you was the girl that was beating all the boys in elementary school and middle school and probably high school. So don't even try to
You're
play
right.
that. Like, what are you talking about?
All right, let's go. Let's go. You said, look, I'm calling
Like you
cap.
got the hair
Right.
too. That's like Olympic, girl.
Let's go. You right. You
Lock in.
lock in. Let's go.
Okay. What's one habit a man needs to keep your attention?
One habit. Um.
Oh no, did I
Uh,
lose her?
can you hear me?
I
Uh
can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. We good. What's one habit a man needs to keep your attention?
oh. To be intentional.
Love that. Ideal first date: arcade, rooftop, or long walk with deep combo.
Arcade all day.
I already knew that answer. Okay, what's more attractive, swagger or softness?
Say it again.
What's more attractive, swagger or softness?
Oh, I'm gonna say swagger. Don't come over here too soft now, sir.
Right. Would you rather marry someone rich or someone healed?
Healed all day. We can get this money healed.
Soft life or power couple energy?
The phone is breaking up a bit. What you say?
Soft life or power couple energy?
Oh, power couple energy.
Okay. What's more attractive, a man who surprises you or a man who studies you?
Oh, study. Oh, that sounded romantic. A man that studies. That's I like that one. I like that.
Ah, you're funny, though.
That threw me off
All
my
right.
game. I like it.
Okay, you can have that. Okay, so biggest green flag you notice before he even speaks.
Biggest green flag. If we are walking somewhere and he moved me to the other side of the street, that make me like want to kiss him.
Oh,
I like the I like the safety and the
that's
security.
good
That's cool.
to
Yeah.
know. All right, so last question. You're most likely to say yes to a second date if he what?
Most likely to say yes to a second date if he is transparent and being fully himself.
I love it. JJ, this was really great. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking a risk with me. I know that
Different. It
it's
hit different.
different. But look, I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain. I'm gonna make it worth it. All right, we're gonna find somebody dope. And
Yeah.
I just want you to just keep it real as you will. You know what I'm saying? And then what we usually do is we'll send you out on the first date and then just ask like a recap to the first date. And
Oh,
we just
oh,
kind of go from
okay,
there.
okay. That sounds super fun. Okay, I'm with it. This has been
You already know y'all going to an arcade.
oh yeah.
So
Street Fighter, this Mortal Kombat. I'm ready.
I love it. Are you gonna try to beat him or are you gonna let him win or like is just whoever is the best?
It is whoever is the best because there's so many different type of games, right? So many games. So it, that's kind of how you figure out. I might be better at Mortal Kombat. He might be better at Street Fighter. But you got to come with all the time. No, letting them this and that.
Right.
Like you know,
Let the best man win or
yeah,
woman.
he got to come with it.
Love it. JJ, I appreciate you. You
Uh,
have a good night. Thank y'all. Thank everybody for coming out. Really appreciate y'all joining this live one-on-one.
hey,
We'll catch y'all next
hey,
time.
if y'all on these date naps, if you have, if the night lights nightlife scene is for you, I'm telling you, this service, you are, Alex, you are gifted. You have a
Thank you.
I'm trying to tell you, like, I get invited to these lives all the time. Don't get on them, but I really appreciate what you're doing for your people and how intentional you are with saying, like, let's figure out what works, and it doesn't mean that somebody isn't already on
Absolutely.
app
You
or
got JJ. Everybody know you got motion. Like dog, like JJ has motion. Like JJ, in your intro, I was like, oh my god, she's turned down more dates. You was one like it ain't that many. Okay, so
I'm trying to be honest and humble. I was trying to be humble.
right,
I was trying to
you
like, you know,
we know you
but
have
yeah,
motion. Like no one's looking here. No one joined this and was like, this beautiful, sweet person can't find a date. Like that's just wild. I think it's about making like just be when you are beautiful and sweet and funny,
right,
it's even tougher to find someone who is most compatible,
right.
right? Because it's a lot of people in your face. So it's like stuff like this is cool because you get to have somebody like looking for you. Like, hold on, like tell me what you want and let's try to find that and then like, if you find somebody I'm open to, I would love that.
Yeah,
But
I'm excited. So this will be great. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for everybody that came on. I don't know if they had any final words, any tips, advice, what scene I need to hit up. Somebody said go to Moxie's during what do you call it? Like happy hour. That's where the men, again, I'm just open to the spaces
Moxie,
where that's,
that's where it's at.
I mean, that was one suggestion.
Okay.
So but in the chat, let's see if they
What's
got something.
that?
Oh no, they just supporting, they holding it down. Okay. Hey Ash, look, they rooting for me. Okay, they here for it. Love them. Okay.
We are rooting for you, Jay.
Yep. Very, very cool. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. Like, this is cool.
Thank you for your time. All right. I'm gonna talk to you later. I'm gonna hit you up
All
tomorrow.
right,
We'll talk
all
about
right,
it.
let's do
All right,
it.
Jay.
All right, bye bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all. Peace.